Talk a little bit about some of the work you're doing now that you have access to AT&T data from the standpoint of attribution.
Great. So a couple of big areas that we're focused on, geolocation's a huge one, right? So for the auto industry, being able to prove the visitation that's driven to a particular auto dealership because of a campaign they ran on TBS or a campaign they ran on CNN Go. That's almost like, I would call it like the 101 level. That's kind of the pat on the back, right? Let us prove the value of big premium video, full screen sound on advertising. That's step one. Step two, where this data gets really interesting, is how we start to make it actionable. Two big areas that we're focused on. One is in the targeting space today, one of the biggest questions we're getting from advertisers is who to target. They're constantly asking that question. That could be a 6 to 8 week conversation. Well, now that we have these analytics that we've built and we're automating them so they're fast and fairly inexpensive for us to run, we can do that at scale. So what that enables us to do in the targeting space, when we have an advertiser who's maybe unsure of who to target or how to build a segment, we can actually go back and analyze historical campaigns, understand who converted, right? Because our media is non-addressable. So we'll see everybody P18+ that they reached, tease out the group that actually converted after running the causal analytics, use that as a seed set, then model up. And now I have an ROI-defined segment that theoretically should convert even harder. That's kind of the 201. The 301, where we really, really want to get to, and we're pushing really hard and fast here, is the ability to fundamentally optimize media campaigns based on output. So this is where you forget about the who for a second, right? We're able to use our analytics to understand when I put auto brand X ad here, right? What conversion does that drive? This placement versus that placement versus this placement, right? So now when we look at all of our media, right, I'm not just going to forecast how many 18 to 49-year-olds watched or how many auto intenders watched. Now I'm actually going to forecast when I put this brand's ad here, how many people go to the dealership? 2 people for this unit, 3 people for that unit. And now I use that as the decisioning element to actually build the media schedule. So all of a sudden now I'm building a media schedule not based on how many impressions or GRPs it's going to deliver against a demo or a segment, but based on how many actual physical location visits you're going to get. It's optimizing for the actual outcome. And that's where we're going to be very bullish on even guaranteeing on those. So that's something we're very, very excited with. We're aggressively pursuing that. And we hope by the end of this year, early next year, to be pretty aggressive in market with that.
That's amazing stuff. So there are a bunch of people in the industry who think just focusing on the bottom of the funnel is dangerous and takes away focus from advertiser, TV as brand building. So how easy is it to take the infrastructure you've built and apply it to brand?
Yeah, so we wouldn't use as much of the behavioral data, but there's lots of other assets that we use, right? Whether it's third-party survey data, right, to actually get into whether it's brand awareness. We do a ton of branding studies. Putting that puzzle together is really, really tricky, right? I think the behavioral piece has historically been one of the harder things to measure. But to your point, I think it's combining the behavioral piece with the top, mid-funnel, and even top-of-funnel metrics to understand how you move somebody through that, right? So we've spent a lot of time building proprietary research around consumer journey mapping, right? To truly understand category by category, what are the levels of influence across different modalities that move somebody from awareness to consideration to actual purchase. Really, really tricky. We're pushing hard on it. I wouldn't say that we have an end-to-end solution there, but we certainly are piecing things together. And again, I think that's something next year as we really start to crack that behavioral element, then we can start to wrap it into more of the brand work that we've been doing the last couple of years.